again.
Welcome back to the Reverbium podcast. My name is Jimmy.
And I'm Sean.
There we go. As always, back on it. And as the most recent weeks have shown, there's a lot of Euro news, especially after this week, with a round of 16 that just ended. It's coming home, but according to Sean, it wasn't going to be coming home. As you'll see with most of the
I was wrong. I was very, very wrong.
For a lot of them. But we'll get to that last. Firstly, we're going to start off with a little bit of tech news. We don't do a lot of tech news, but Microsoft has officially revealed Windows 11, and it will be launching later this year and will be a free upgrade for anyone with Windows 10. Windows 10 will be discontinued, I believe, next year, or maybe at the end of the year when 11 actually comes out. So they won't be updating it anymore after that. But yeah, free upgrade is really nice. Microsoft are always good at that. So yeah, that's my tech news, I guess. I assume you don't have any. So
no.
We'll do game. We'll go to gaming news. Do you want to read off the PlayStation Plus games for July?
I can, but you've dropped me in it because
okay. I can read them on if you want me to. They're right here.
I can remember two of them. Actually, I can remember them all. We have a Plague's Tale.
A Plague's Tale,
which is getting its PS5 release, the PS5 upgraded version this week. It's the only release but noteworthy this week. Black Ops 4 will also be free, and also WWE Battlegrounds.
2K Battlegrounds, yes.
Yes, I'm sick.
Yes, those are the free games. All be available from July 6th. So 4 days time from this podcast actually. So yes, those are the games for PlayStation Plus. Did they release the Xbox ones? Do we know this? Do you want to have a look while I talk about it? Yeah. We have some GTA 6 news. Big shock. GTA 6, according to GameSpot and other game media outlets, will be reportedly launching in 2025. So we still got 4 years to wait for it. Don't hold your breath. That could also change, but that is the reports coming out right now. Ghost of Tsushima will be releasing on PS5 as a director's cut. There will also be a PS4 version that will be a director's cut. It includes a brand new area, which I will try and get up right now on my phone while I waffle away.
The games are gold. They're dirty.
Well, we'll do it after I finish this one.
Okay.
The Ghost of Tsushima's extra place is the Iki Islands, which is a new playable area that exists between Tsushima and mainland Japan. It will be an area that you can access after Chapter 2 of the main game. The upgrade for the PS4 version will be $19.99, and for the PS5 version will be $29.99. I don't know what that translates to in pounds because they haven't announced it yet. And while doing direct conversions would be helpful, they don't always put it as the direct conversion price. So yes, that is some Ghost of Tsushima news. We have some more Sony news with Returnal. Not Returnal, with the developers of Returnal being bought out by Sony. Housemarque is the development company there. It was announced that they had joined Sony's team. Also, reports came out that, it was a leak by, I think, Sony Japan or PlayStation Japan, where they accidentally showed that Sony had acquired Bluepoint, who are the developers behind the Demon's Souls remake as their most recent game. That hasn't been confirmed as far as I know yet, but it's likely. So do you want to go through the Xbox games?
Yeah, so the Xbox Game of Gold for July. Planet Alpha, never heard of it. Rock of Ages 3, Make and Break. Then the original Xbox game, which is for the 1st of July to the 15th of July, is Conquer. And the 360 game is Midway Arcade Origins.
It's just because they've got the Game Pass now, so they don't put effort into that, which is fair, I guess.
They claim there's $80 worth of value here, but
yeah, probably when the games first came out.
How they're valuing a original Xbox game at $10, I really don't know, because you'll be able to get it cheaper anywhere else, but obviously it means you can play it on your Xbox Series X, should you wish.
Yes, that is true. We also have a little bit of, I guess it is gaming news, but it's not gaming news. Activision recently won a lawsuit regarding a Black Ops 4 character, I believe it is, because former wrestler Booker T claimed it was a likeness of one of his characters, the GI Bro, and he lost that lawsuit against them. So, yeah, there's not much to say on it. Activision won it. So, unless you've got any more gaming news?
No, we shall move on.
TV and movies. I have a bunch here. I have the new Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer was released, and the trailer also featured the return of Abomination. You might remember from the Incredible Hulk movie, the main villain in that. Although Abomination was not rumored, but it was confirmed that he'd be returning, but not in this movie. It was confirmed that he'd return in the She-Hulk TV show. This is quite a shock here. So yeah, we have also a prequel show to the Supernatural series. This one will be called The Winchesters, and it's in the works at the CW from Jensen and Danielle Ackles. Jensen was previously in Supernatural as one of the Winchester brothers, and he will be, I believe, narrating this series. So yes, we also have Good Omens returning for a season 2, has been renewed by Amazon, so you'll be seeing more of that if you've watched or are a fan. And one last thing from me, which is, I'm putting it here because I don't know where to put it. WWE releasing a bunch of wrestlers once again. Is becoming a recurring thing every month now. Some big names here: Fandango, Tyler Breeze, obviously Breezango, who were recently, well, not recently, in the past year or two, sent to NXT, where they became champions, tag team champions for a short time. Were always quite entertaining. They were recently, actually, it just finished, I think, today. They were doing a series on the WWE Network and Peacock regarding the top tag teams in WWE history. Like they were doing like a ranking for them, which was a big series that they were releasing, and they're gone. For some reason, Tony Nese has been released, former Cruiserweight champion. Aria Davari has been released, also a member of 205 Live's Cruiserweight division. August Gray, not been with the company long, was also on 205 Live. Showed promise, but apparently not enough for WWE. Everrise, which is Chase Parker and Matt Martell. They were previously known as 3.0 on the Indies, and will probably go by that name again. This one was a big shock to me because they were very entertaining on social media. They were gathering a large following. They were quite good comedy characters, but they're just straight up gone now. Kurt Stallion, another cruiserweight, quite new to the company as well, was looking like he was going to be a star, but like he won, I think, I don't know if it was his debut, but he won like a big, I think it was a 4-way match, and he was number 1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship for months because of that, and they just didn't give him his title shot, and then he eventually got it and lost, which is fair enough. He was never going to win it, but like after that he just felt like he got forgotten about. The Bollywood Boys, you might know them as Sunil and Samir Singh. They were with, oh my god, what's his name? Indian star.
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal. Yeah, they were with him on the main roster for a time. They were also on 205 Live. They've been released. Arturo Ruas, big shame because he suffered a big injury and was supposedly going to be part of some big storyline at some point, but he's been let go. Marina Shafir, who was a former MMA fighter, along with Shayna Baszler, who is still with the company, and Jessamine Duke, who got let go in the last round of releases. Marina Shafir is also married to Roderick Strong, who's still with the company and is just come out with a new stable. He's with the new stable of Diamond Mine. So this was a big shock as well. Tino Sabatelli, who previously I think was let go by WWE and secretly went to spy on AEW for them and then came back. Yeah, he's been let go, so he's probably not going to go back to AEW. That was a bad career decision by him. And the final one, and probably I wouldn't say the most shocking because I was quite shocked by Fandango and Tyler Breeze, but Killian Dane being released. He was in a tag team with Drake Maverick, like quite a cool tag team. Like they were so contrasting that they worked together so well. They were quite a comedy tag team. Fans loved them together. So this was a bit ridiculous. I don't really understand the thought process here, but this is WWE, so who understands any thought process? So yeah, that's all the releases. I also have one more little bit that's not wrestling related, which is Ron Perlman being cast as a key character in the new Transformers movie, which I completely forgot what it was called, but it's based on the Beast Wars, I believe. Rise of the Beast. There you go. So yeah, that is all of mine. I don't know if you have any TV movie.
Yeah, just the last one I have is that Ryan Coogler's much anticipated Black Panther sequel, Wakanda Forever, has started filming in Atlanta this week. The film's scheduled for release in a year's time, about a year and a week. We don't really know much about the film at the moment, just that it's expected that the majority of the main cast will be returning, obviously without the late Chadwick Boseman, but everyone else is expected to return. No one else has been confirmed yet. Obviously, there will be probably confirmed in the next few weeks as people spy on the set and are able to spot people there, and then they officially get released. But yeah, so they've started filming, but we don't know anything extra as of this moment.
Well, time for sports. We're moving fast through this. Eddie Hearn has confirmed Anthony Joshua's mandatory fight against Usyk for September 25th, I believe. So that's going ahead. That's pretty much, it was already dead, but it's pretty much put the nail in the coffin for any Fury fight anytime soon. Rafa Benitez has been appointed Everton manager on a 3-year deal. I don't know if you have anything to say about that, being a Liverpool fan at all.
Well, it's a weird one, this, because it seems that Everton fans seem to be a bit more pissed off about it than Liverpool fans. Because we're kind of like, meh. But
he lives in Liverpool.
Yeah, he's lived in Liverpool since he became Liverpool manager. He's fallen in love with the city. I don't think anyone can ever say that this is like a betrayal of Liverpool. He's done so much for Liverpool, the football club, and also the Hillsborough Foundation.
Wasn't he sacked by Liverpool as well? Did he sack him? Yeah,
I believe so. But around the time there were tensions to do with transfers and everything, so it wasn't the most gracious of exits, as far as I know. But yeah, he's done so much for the Hillsborough Foundation as well. Like, he frequently makes huge donations to the families to help out, and it's not. I think there are obviously people out there who are upset by it because it's naturally our rivals, but I think because over the years how much he actually does love Liverpool, it's more of a case of probably wanting to be in the city and help the city more than anything else than like a betrayal. Also, at the end of the day, it's not like people have been comparing it a bit to like Owen when he went to Man United. It's not Benitez was not born and bred here. He's not from Liverpool, so that's slightly different. I can see why people are annoyed, but at the end of the day, he's going to take an opportunity where he can with the job, and he probably took it as well because it meant it guaranteed he was close to his family because his wife and kids moved to Liverpool, have stayed here wherever he has gone when he was over in Spain or in Italy. They've always stayed here, so it's probably also a case of being able to be close to them and be at home with them. Obviously, I don't hope. Well, I do and don't hope he does well. Like I like to see him do well as a manager.
Just not against
But
you.
obviously, yeah, I don't want Everton to be now coming above us in this table or anything. But I can't imagine that really happening anyway. They're a bit shit, aren't they? So.
Well, the police.
I wish him well, but not too well.
Yeah. The police were also on the lookout for some people who may have thrown up a sign outside the wrong house, made of bed sheets that basically said, "We know where you live. Don't sign." Do you know where he lives?
Clearly not. So I
Yeah.
can't imagine he's actually living anywhere in Liverpool, and probably in a nice big house with a gate outside it that people aren't getting to. So I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't know if I said it, but it was a 3-year deal. It was confirmed to be a 3-year deal. So
It's one that's been rumoured for a little while as well. We kind of saw it coming for a while.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no love lost for me personally. It would have hurt more, I think, had he have been someone who hadn't stayed in Liverpool, hadn't made all these donations, done everything that he has done. If it was a case of he managed to left, then came back, and he didn't have such a connection with the city, I don't really mind it that much because I know of that, and that it is. I genuinely believe it is more of a city thing than a club thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of managers being appointed at clubs, Nuno Espirito Santo has been appointed as manager of Tottenham Hotspur. It was pretty much reported that he'd not agreed before because they couldn't agree on a price.
Everyone else in the world seemed to not want to agree to be Tottenham manager.
But suddenly Tottenham have announced him, and I'd say it's a good appointment for him, like getting the Tottenham job. I don't know if it's good for Tottenham themselves. We'll wait and see.
I think it comes down to mainly what happens with Kane. If they can keep on holding to Kane, then obviously he might have something to work with. If he goes and they're not able to bring someone in to replace him, then he could just be walking into a disaster and a hopeless job that come Christmas he's going to be struggling because he's not going to have anyone to put. Or I'd say not anyone because he still has good players like Lucas Moura's still great, his son's still great. That obviously he has players to work with, but it's going to make his life incredibly difficult if Kane doesn't stay.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of transfer news and rumours.
There is one more manager
is there?
signing.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, Scott Parker left his job at Fulham to go and join Bournemouth this week as well. He's joined as manager at Bournemouth. So,
well, transfer news. More importantly,
yes.
Jadon Sancho has agreed a deal in principle with Manchester United to join the club. The club themselves announced this, so none of this third-party rumour crap. He's coming to United apparently, so I think this is
probably
long time coming.
It'll be announced officially either after the Euros or when England get knocked out of the Euros, if they get knocked out. Obviously, he can do medicals while he's here because he's in the UK, but I imagine he's probably... Are they
still here, or have they travelled to Roma and have a camp? Rome, sorry.
I'm not sure yet, if I'm honest, actually. But it's more likely he's got other things to worry about at the moment. The Euros, so it's more like
I'm sure that there's more important things in them.
Yeah, that after the competition is when he'll have his medical and it'll be all officially announced, or if if England get knocked out, when they get knocked out, it'll probably be a few days after that.
Well, Manchester United are also being linked with Varane, Real Madrid defender, a player that I think we've been linked with in the past, but this is the most intrigue between a deal between the club and player.
Well, it's because Varane's came came out and said that he actually wants to leave Real Madrid. They're in a bit of a shithole, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
He said for quite a while that he wanted to leave. It looked like they were maybe trying to be able to convince him to stay after Ramos left, but he's still looking like he's trying to push his way out. So
yeah,
it's not looking great for
Real Madrid.
For Real Madrid. They're in a bit of a shitter.
Yeah, he's a
But
player
at least
that. Go on.
they do have Bale coming back though.
Mm-hmm.
There was no option to extend at Tottenham, so Bale will be coming back to Real Madrid. But it
I'm
depends
sure he's loving that.
whether he can actually play again if he wants to play again, because obviously there was a long time where he seemed like he didn't want to play.
Yeah, well, different management, so you never know. But Varane is a player that I've wanted at United for a number of years, so if it goes through, I'll be quite happy. I mean, he's probably not in his prime anymore, but he's still someone that will shore up our defence in a way that we're lacking. But we have, I think, one more bit of footballing news.
Well, there's another confirmed transfer, which was from
okay.
yesterday, which is that Leicester have signed Patson Daka from Red Bull Salzburg for an undisclosed fee. A young forward from Salzburg. Quite a few teams in the Premier League were looking to be after his signature to sign him this summer, but Leicester are the ones who've got there. They've been linked with it for a number of weeks now, and it was made official 30th of June.
Okay, nice. The big one. Lionel Messi is now a free agent.
He is. It has finally come to an end.
And apparently, the biggest rumor is that he's re-signing for Barcelona for big money. How uninteresting would that be? How much of a disappointment? All of this. It's smart by him. Let his contract run out, because then Barca panic and be throwing big money at him. But it depends. It depends on what happens. I think part of the reason he wanted to leave originally was something to do with he wanted someone on the board that
the president. He wanted a new president, and then over the last summer, at the end of the summer, a new president was brought in. So it looked like he might be more likely to re-sign. Nothing got done during the season, and obviously now it's run out. But at the end of the day, there's very limited clubs he's actually able or would have the money to sign him. Yeah. So it does. He probably will end up just going back to Barca because it's where he's always been. I'm sure he loves playing there, which is why he's been there for so long, and he'll be a bit happier now.
Yeah.
So it's the most obvious one because obviously, realistically, with Man U now signing Sancho, it's City and PSG that really have the money for him. Bayern Munich might do as well, but I don't think Bayern Munich are really the sort of team that'd go after him. I could be proven wrong, but it just doesn't seem a very Bayern Munich move to me.
Yeah. Well, that's something we just have to wait and see about. But we get back down to the big daddy of them all, the Euros, unless you've got anything else to add before.
Yeah, I just wanted to also mention that Mr. McCrappe, who sent France tumbling out of the Euros, has also come out and said that he will not be extending his contract at PSG. That runs out next summer. So he has said that he will honour the last year of his contract. He won't be pushing for a move this summer, but that at the end of next season, he won't be renewing. He will be looking at options of where he can sign for. So hopefully, Mbappe 2022, Liverpool, going to happen. Can replace the aging Salah, even though it will still be on form for next season. It's fine. Mbappe 2022. You heard it here first.
Well, if it's like any of your predictions for the Euros, it's definitely not happening. Round of 16 happened. Crazy. Probably the craziest round of 16 in our lifetime, or knockout round of any tournament in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Was insane. We'll go through each game, try and remember what we picked. I think we can.
Well, I know what I picked. It's just the opposite of what fucking happened. So
for Wales,
apart from one game,
for Wales, Denmark,
2 games.
I picked Denmark. You picked Wales.
Yeah,
it ended 4-0 for Denmark. Italy won 2-1 against Austria in extra time. Big shock.
We both picked Italy. Thank you.
Both picked Italy.
I didn't think it would be this close, though. I didn't think it'd go to extra time.
No one thought. And Austria are a bit unlucky as well. They had a goal disallowed for offside, which many thought was a bit of VAR trickery where they picked the wrong frame. But, you know, shit happens. Italy are still in it. We had next up the Netherlands bowing out to the Czech Republic 2-0. I did say the Czech Republic may surprise you, but I still picked the Netherlands, I will admit.
So I just thought Netherlands were looking too good, and yeah, big Willenie up top, just demolishing teams.
Well, didn't happen, did it? So the next game, Belgium won 1-0 over Portugal. I picked Belgium, you picked Portugal.
Yeah, I did say it was going to be a close game, though, and it could go either way. I was just siding with Portugal a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Belgium, we screwed now if De Bruyne is not fit for the next round, though. That could screw them massively.
Croatia against Spain.
But we got into silly season now with the last 4 games.
Croatia against Spain ended 3-3 at full time, but then extra time ended 5-3 in favour of Spain. We both said Spain for that game. It could have gone either way, honestly, towards the end.
Alvaro learned how to stay on side. It was a miracle.
Was indeed a miracle.
He actually scored without the flag going up. It was fantastic. It's fantastic. You love to see it.
Probably the most shocking result of them all. After full time, ended 3-3 France versus Switzerland. No one would have expected that. France gave up a 3-1 lead, I believe. And Switzerland won on penalties. 4-5 overall. Incredible. The world champions have been knocked out.
Yeah, that is now the 2 World Cup finalists are now both knocked out.
Everyone from the group of death got knocked out. It was so deadly that it's gone.
And we do still have the current number 1 world ranking team, Belgium, still left in the competition. So that's still going for them. But yeah, it's quite huge that the finalists from the World Cup, both incredible. Of them are out.
Yeah.
The 2 semi-finalists still going strong, though.
Well, England, Germany.
It's fucking coming home.
Well, it wasn't coming home, was it, last week, Sean?
It is now.
Believe the hype. Sean bet against England. Sean bet against England. So guess what the result was? 2-0 for England. Incredible scenes. Sterling scored the first goal. Nearly gave Germany a second, but Thomas Muller put it wide. And then Harry Kane
gave Germany a second. They didn't have one, mate. Can't have a second without
nearly gave Germany. Sorry, I had the second England goal in my head. And then we capped it off with Harry Kane scoring a header. Jack Grealish came on, was pivotal to the 2 goals. Luke Shaw was also pivotal to the 2 goals. Harry Maguire, man of the match. It's looking good for United players and future United players.
If Grealish does not start in the next game, I'm gonna throw fists, because he's been the difference he made in this game was just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. So if he starts on the bench, I'm going to kick off, because I don't want to watch 60 minutes of boring football without any chances and then have to wait for the last 10 minutes for something to happen. Get Grealish on from the start.
Well, he's just so creative. He's the creative spark that England need. We're such a defensive team, and we've said it before, we need that spark in attack, and Grealish provides it alongside other players. Just look how much better Kane was playing with Grealish on the pitch. It's a miracle. Because Kane missed an early chance as well. His first touch let him down. But it was a bit unlucky, but at the same time, maybe he should have hit that first time. But we move on to the final game, which was Sweden-Ukraine. I believe we both went for Sweden here. I think I tried to be controversial and say Ukraine, but I went with Sweden in the end, I think. I'm just going to say that. And Sweden lost. So they lost 2-1 after extra time to Ukraine, which was a big shock, to be honest.
and it was a last-minute goal from Ukraine as well to win it in
Yeah,
extra time.
it
It
looked
looked
like it
like
was
it was
going
going into
pens.
penalties the entire extra time, and then just a great cross, great goal. There was a little bit of hint could be offside, but no, it was close. They checked it; it was fine. Absolute scenes from the Ukrainians.
Yeah.
It does make Shevchenko even more decorated as a Ukraine player slash manager, as being, I think, most appearances, most goals, and also the manager who's taken them furthest in international competition. What a legend Andrei Shevchenko is. Absolute lad.
One thing I'd like to point out is we both predicted France to win the tournament.
We did.
After we read out the next fixtures and go through everyone, we need to pick new winners. That is something we need to do.
Okay. I don't want to pick my winner because I want it to actually come true.
Okay. You know who to pick then. So, on Friday the 2nd of July, which is today, so you may have seen it.
No, it's not. It's Thursday.
Today from the podcast.
This is the podcast. It's Thursday.
Oh my god, it's Thursday recording, but Friday on release. Switzerland will be taking on Spain at 5 p.m. and that game will be at St. Petersburg in the St. Petersburg Stadium.
Spain will win.
Yeah,
Spain will win.
Spain will win.
Switzerland will not do it again.
I'm
putting my balls on the line here. Switzerland will not do it again. It's the end of the road for them. No more upsets. We're powering home.
And same day, Belgium take on Italy, which could be a very, very close game at 8 p.m.
Game. I think it'll be a bit
in
like
Munich
Belgium,
as well.
Portugal. There'll be a one-goal game. I think one goal's going to decide it. It's going to be close. Two great teams. For me, Italy nudge it. They've been outstanding recently. So good at keeping other teams out.
Controversial.
I think I'm going for Italy here. I didn't back them from the start personally. As I said before the Euro started, I was looking at the squad going, I'm not sure about this. They've blown me away. They've converted me. I think Italy going to win it.
Well, after the Austria game, I had a bit of change in mind, and I think Belgium are going to pip them to it. I think it's going to be very, very close, just one goal in it. But I think Belgium might just do it. I think Belgium might be the best team left in the competition.
Whoa!
Might be.
England.
Yeah. I mean, that's obvious, but I'm saying out
It's
of all the other teams,
you can't say it's coming home and then say we're not the
out
best
of
team.
all the other teams, Belgium look like they could take it. But anything can happen, as we've just seen. Czech Republic versus Denmark next. I'm sticking with Denmark. I'm Denmark all the way, except next round, which we'll get
to. I'm going Czech Republic. I think they look quite good. They're scoring goals, which will help a team like this. It could be a goal fest, maybe, with these two teams. Both teams been scoring some goals. Schick up front has just been deadly, mate. Schick's too good. You got Souček, you got Soufal, you got some great West Ham players in there. Just proper Brexit footballers. You're gonna knock Denmark out the park.
I should probably state as well. This game
with the winner.
This game and the next game take place on Saturday, the 3rd of July. This game will take place in Baku. So, yeah, I'm still sticking with Denmark. I think they've still got the momentum going for them. While they did lose that Finland game, I think they're performing to a standard that they want to prove themselves. Yeah. I think they've got a lot to prove, and they really want to show everyone like what they can do. So I'm saying Denmark to go through. And the last game,
I don't want to jinx it. It's coming home, lads. We're beating Ukraine. Easy dub. Fat
in
dub,
Rome,
right?
8 p.m. England, Ukraine.
Fat UK dub.
England.
Fat Brexit dub.
I mean, on paper, this should be an easy England win. On paper.
This is England.
Anything can happen.
In a knockout competition. We're not very good at these things.
Well, the game against Germany, I believe, was the first time we've ever won a round of 16 knockout game in the Euros in like 90 minutes, I believe. So things are looking up, you know.
That's why it's coming home.
If Southgate plays Grealish, we win. It's coming home. We all believe.
Easy route to the final. Knock Ukraine off. Knock Czech Republic or Denmark off. Take the final against Italy. Bam! Beat the Italians.
So just to sum up, we we believe the semi-finals. I believe the semi-finals will be Spain versus Belgium. You believe Spain versus Italy.
Yeah.
And we also believe Czech Republic versus England or Denmark versus England for me. So
Czech Republic for me.
Who's going to win, Sean? Who's going to win? Is it coming home?
Well, I do think it's coming home, but I don't want to jinx it coming home. So I think Italy are going to win the competition.
I'm going to say England because I didn't jinx it last time, so nothing bad can happen, surely.
No, Italy do look good, to be fair to them. I fully believe England get to the final, but then it will be tough in the final because I think it will be against either Belgium or Italy. I think that quarterfinal game has the finalist in it. Yeah. Spain have obviously scored goals and at times looked well. I just think they're very inconsistent. So I think it'll be one of Belgium, Italy in the final, and I think Italy will beat Belgium. I think Italy will get to that final, and I think they'll win because they do just look good. If it is an England-Italy final, I think it will be quite interesting because both teams seem to be playing the same sort of game of looking just to block the other team out and then steal a winner, which could make a very boring final if that's the case because neither team will want to commit too early.
Reminds me of a recent Super Bowl final with the Patriots where it was like 6-3, very defensive game. It could be the same, just not 6-3 in football terms.
Yeah.
So, you going for Italy, I'm going for England. It's coming home. Not
11th of July.
11th of July is the final, yeah.
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
I'll be watching. You'll be watching.
We'll all be watching.
This has been the Reverbium podcast. We don't have much else to say. We'll be here next week and we'll be talking about both the quarters and the semi-finals, I believe, because they will both have taken place by that time. Yes.
Correct.
That is true.
So Tuesday and Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but stay tuned, stay excited, and we're sorry for everyone or anyone who watches the podcast and doesn't care about football, but the football stuff does very well, and there is a lot of it recently, so that
and not much of anything else.
Yes.
So if gaming companies, TV companies sort your shit out,
we'll be talking EA Play in a few weeks time. We'll be talking the Olympics soon enough as well because that happens in August, I believe.
So China world dominance.
Exactly.
As per usual.
China world dominance in the Olympics. So we'll be seeing you very soon. Catch us as usual. There'll be at least 2 videos out.
Catch me outside. How about that?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not doing that one. So yeah, subscribe, like, follow us on Twitter, all the usual stuff. We'll see you next week.